Hey everybody, clean my lens off. CamiBaker.com here, and we are fabulous, fierce, and on fire. And it's Fridays, and this is my friend today, Holly Porter. Holly Porter is so yummy. I met her through another yummy friend who is vibrationally elevated. And we are going to talk about personality styles and shoe styles, and what kind of shoe are you, and what kind of color are you, and just basically understanding a little bit more about ourselves so that we are better communicators and conversators and collaborators and contributors to the world. Holly, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Oh gosh. Well, hi everybody. I'm so grateful for Cami for having me on today. I hope you can hear us. We have this beautiful
fountain.
Yeah,
we're just going to talk up loud.
I know, right? But it's beautiful. So yeah, might make you have to go tinkle,
Let's let them look at it.
Oh yeah,
it's beautiful.
So pretty.
We're actually in Las Vegas today, and I haven't been doing Fabulous Fierce on Fires live with people. I've been doing it live, but doing it via video all over the country. But since we're here today, we thought we would share some nice background with you. Yeah. We are here at a business development conference because we like to always be growing and learning. So we're going to let Holly help us to business develop with her specialty today. So I digress. Go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, I know. I always change the subject. So my company's called Prosperity Profile, and I'm your prosperity profiler. And so where that comes is I do color analyzing and personality profiling, and I like to help people get more abundance. And so that's what I do.
So talk about the personality profiling. I've been a student of human nature and personalities and all that fun stuff for years. I'm sorry guys, I'm going to try to get us a little more even, but I got a crappy stand. And so you have a whole different spin on the personalities. Talk to us about that a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I believe my background is the beauty industry. I had a salon and spa.
Obviously.
All right.
Obviously.
And so that's where, I'm licensed for about everything. I get bored fast. Again, back to the learning. So I had a license for everything. Except to kill. No license to kill.
Well, I have a license to kill. Kill with my... Never mind. Okay, so...
Anyway, so I got into color analyzing. And a lot of people don't know, and I'm sure there would be people that would say I'm wrong. But, your season colors that we talked about way back in the 80s when they first started coming out. Louder?
Yeah. Let's get in here so they can hear us.
Yeah. So the seasons match up with, we're all familiar with, the disc or the color code, different personality personas. Well, I didn't want to create my own because I personally don't even believe in 4. I think there's more like 12. There's even 16 in the color analyzing. But if you go on a season, so your D-I-S-C, right? Yeah. So those all match up to a season. So if you know what you are, then I can share then this would be this season. I have a chart that I take all the personality different tests that you can take and I can dissect them as to what seasons they are.
So example, so I'm clearly a D.
So
what does that have to do with my color?
Okay, so if I just said, all right, based on the 4 seasons, this is where it gets complicated, so I don't even get into it with people a lot of times. That would be a fall, autumn. Okay, so your best coloring is going to be those types of colors. Now, if you take the 12 seasons, you have a lighter version and a darker version of those. So if you were somebody, like Jennifer Lopez would be she's like a darker autumn. So she's got the darker eyes and the darker hair, so she would wear the deeper autumn colors.
So how do we apply this to our business?
Well, so the color thing, that's the thing. The color thing, with that background, it was what you wear. So your colors, you want you to wear your colors, not your colors to wear you. So if you're a D, you're going to be somebody who likes to be in front of people, likes to chat, right? And so you like that power, so you're going to want to wear those power colors in that season so that when you show up, you're wearing that color. Okay, the first thing you see is going to be your eyes and your face, not what you're wearing.
You're wearing the color's not wearing you.
Exactly. So that's just a little bit of my history. I've gone away from the color analyzing as much and gotten into more of the prosperity part of people with their color personas. And that's where my book inbox, outbox, unbox, no box, 4 steps to delete your box thinking. I do mindset coaching, and so that's where that came about, was that you do a little test, and there's also, and I call it a quiz, 'cause who likes a test, right? So it's a quiz.
It's an evaluation.
Yeah.
It's a self-reflection.
Exactly.
Self-reflection.
But it's all about shoes.
It's all about do you have your book with you?
I have, yeah.
Grab your book, girl. Guys and gals, your book is your best calling card.
Yeah.
And when you have a book, you need to always, hold it up, girl. You need to always have your book with you. I just sold 2 of them in the room in there. And I don't go around selling them, but people see it and they say, hey, can I buy your book? I'm like, yeah, I'll take cash. So
Yeah. Well, mine's a box book, so of course it's shaped like a box, right?
there you go.
And it's fun. It's an easy read. It's about 60 pages. And so there's also a men's one, which I have here too. It has a men's pictures on it. And the shoes are a little bit different on the men's than the women's, but you take this quiz. If you were a shoe, what kind of shoe would you be? And if you want to take that, if you go to hollyporter.com, there's a gift on there. You can go take the little quiz, and then it'll give you some ideas of how you step out of the box thinking. So it in each shoe persona, which is also your personality style. So in your style, how do you get out, not only get out of the box, but just get out of the whole thinking that there even is a box. So just a metaphor, but I made it fun with shoes because I didn't see anyone else that was doing that, right?
So I love that analogy, because when I was naming my book, one of the things that I used to say a lot, I don't say as much anymore, but it's still very prevalent. You want to build a relationship with another woman. One of the best ways to do that is to give her a compliment. And I have a whole story about walking up to this table full of women that have a whole bunch of just beautiful shoes. And I didn't know what to say, but I knew I wanted to walk up and just introduce myself to this group of women. And I walked over, and all the way across the room, I'm thinking, what am I going to say? I don't even know what I'm going to say. And they're watching me come over, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like the deer in the headlights. But I walked over and I said, girls, this is the nicest table of shoes I have ever seen.
Well, there you go.
And it broke the ice. And so I was going to call my book, Girl, I Love Those Shoes. But I did a little bit of market research, and people thought it was about women, it was about shoes and all that. It was really just about icebreakers. So I love your analogy with the shoes. So talk to us a little bit about, do you have 4 kinds of shoes?
Right. So there's a boot, okay, which would be your eye in a disc. Let's just say disc because that's what a lot of people know. So there's that, and then there's a sneaker, and that's your D. And they're the ones that are just go, go, go on the run. And then there is, I call it a flat loafer. Not that you're a flat loafer. It's just flat/loafer because that fits the men and the women. So it's a flat shoe for women.
So that would be
loafer.
like an amiable?
Or Toms, just something, anything that doesn't have a heel. You can
But like
make
an
them-
amiable person. So
sorry, I thought you meant a brand of shoe. I'm like, I don't even know that brand, but okay.
It's all live, people. It's ad-libbed. So,
It's all good.
So the personalities I know are driver,
Yeah.
analytic,
Yeah.
expressive, and amiable.
So analytic would be your loafer.
Okay.
And then you have a heel, and that
Clearly the expressive.
Yeah, so, well, that's more your people that, like, want to take care of everybody, you know,
Really?
they see something, but they're about looks, too, but so are the Ds, and so it's interesting how some of the characteristics do cross over in ways, and so, I had a lot of people take the quiz before I published the book to make sure that, hey, does this fit, and it's so cute because in my mind, I'm like, they are totally a boot. I know it, the class clown, the fun, the party, life of the party. And usually they work, So I was like, okay, I'm spot on. I think that, this is going to be a good quiz. And like I said, it's not this huge book. It's, 60 pages. And so you can read it in about a half an hour. So it's just something fun. Take on an airplane with you. Or, I love giving it to people just because it gives them something fun to do. Because if you have your own copy, you can write. You can circle them in the book. Can you see that?
And the great thing about understanding personalities, if you go in and Google the 4 personalities, you'll get a gazillion different websites.
Yeah.
And there's the red, green, yellow, and blue. And there's the personalities plus with the phlegmatic and the sanguine. And then there's the dogs. Are you a bulldog or a Labrador, golden retriever, or whatever? And the shark and the dolphin. Like, there's so many different names of them, including now the shoes, the shoe analogy. But at the end of the day, it really helps to know who you are and who you're talking to. So for example, in real estate, when I was a real estate agent, if I'm going to meet somebody, if I know that that person's analytical, I need to have charts and graphs and, guys, this is live. See, so we've got this beautiful, we have the beautiful backdrop, and then we have Jesus helping us out. So, anywho, when you are, when I would go meet with an analytical, I need to have charts and graphs. Like, they need to know, well, what percentage of your listings sell, you know, what percentage of the listing price, et cetera, et cetera. But if I was going to talk with an amiable who just wants to be loved and held and touched and acknowledged, I don't need any of those charts or anything. I just need to touch her on the hand and let her know that I feel so good in her house. I can see why other people will love this house like she does. You know? And if they're expressive, oh, I love your colors, and how did you pick that color, and the carpet's awesome. So to understand who you're talking to is really important.
And your speed of your speech would change.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Your tone would calm down for like my flat loafers.
Yeah.
You know, you would, and you'd speak to them more and give them the details. I mean, obviously you and I don't relate to that as well because we're drivers, and so, and I go back and forth, you know, in the disc profile. I'm a high D or high I. I'm so close. Usually one. It depends on the day.
You're extremely expressive.
Yeah.
Very expressive.
And I'm married to a flat loafer, so. He's so calm, and it's good because we balance each other. Sometimes I have to like stir him up just to make sure like there's somebody in there, you know?
But like we've talked about before, if you've got two people there, then it's too much headbutting.
Yeah, and I noticed when you're doing personal development, it seems to attract a lot more D's and I's. Have you noticed that? You get in a room full of D's, sometimes you don't get anything done because nobody wants to listen to anybody else because they know they're right and they have, you know, and so I've learned that when I've had a couple people take this quiz, they're like, oh, I'm like 3 of the shoes. And I says, you know what? Perfect and good for you, because that means you're more well balanced. Because I think people that do more personal development, they learn how to live. You know, this is what I always say to others, is we tend to live in the personality of what that person we're living with, or, you know, a family, how we're raised, who we're married to. Tends to draw out maybe not our best personality. So when you take different personality quizzes, the best thing to remember is to think of your younger self, like maybe around 8 years old, like how would you have answered that question? Because without that personal development, that was your really natural self. With personal development, it can change.
I see Elena Rarig is on. She's a very good friend of ours. As a matter of fact, Elena is how Holly and I met.
It is, yeah.
And Elena was actually talking on another video that I saw her do about the different personality styles. And I'm being a driver. I'm so proud of being a driver that I'm like, I'm a driver. And Elena was mentioning, like, you know, that you really need to understand to be able to tip your toe into all the different personality styles. So even though I'm a driver, I'm also a coach and I'm into personal development. I understand that I need to be able to shift.
Yes.
And I need to just bite on a pen sometimes and let the amiable be huggy, touchy, lovey.
Right.
And let the expressive talk. Right.
Yeah.
You know, and let the analytical ask me all these questions that I just want to say, can you just shut up and get to the point? Like, who cares about all the statistics and everything? Let's just do it.
I've gotten more analytical as I've built my business, though, because you need to pay attention more to details when you're building a business.
Yeah.
Right? Because even if you have an assistant that helps you, that is analytical, so that's the whole other picture. Hire people that you're not, because then you have more getting done. But, you know, I just noticed you have to pay attention, so you kind of, it brings out different sides.
We're doing a Facebook Live. Would you like to be live on Facebook and have everybody in the world see
so
you?
Cute.
No, thank you. No.
We have a friend stopping by. And I also have to give a
I
plug.
have seen everything now.
I also have to give a plug to the fact that women get things done. Yesterday, we're here at this personal development seminar, and there were a few different things that were going on. We're actually doing an interview right now, so if you want to come on, you can come right behind us. So there's all these women, right? So there's all these different things going on, and it's kind of chaotic and not really anything going on. But then there was one set of women that were coming together, and of course, in that little area, now we've got, look.
We have an audience, everybody.
Right? We have an audience. But the women got stuff done. They were actually getting something done. I said, see, the reason this group's getting something done is because it's run by women. We like that.
So true. Yeah. So, okay, so another thing. They were calling this group Power Girls, and we both looked at each other and we were like, Power Girls? What do you mean
Power? No, power's fine. Power girls?
Yeah.
Girls?
So what should it be, Elena? What would you have said if you heard Power Girls as a group? We're like going, what? We're going to get that changed, by the way. We're on a mission today.
So, Holly, what was it that got you into personal development?
Honestly, okay, so longer story than for right now. To sum it up, I ran for political office twice and realized that was not my journey, and those definitely were not my tribe. So I started a personal development journey and just started traveling and taking a whole bunch of different, seminars and coaching programs, and then I got certified as a coach, and I just was like, now people are drawn to me because of who I am, not because of who I wanted or thought I should be. And so that was really, I had done personal development, obviously, to get to that point to even want to run for political office. Oh my gosh, who wants to do that?
Political office, can you imagine?
Hey, I would have got so much done.
She would have.
They're the sorry suckers is all I got to say.
Holly would make a great first female president. And I've often said, if I had Elena Rarig's class, where she teaches children how to be entrepreneurs and just motivate them and inspire them, if I had somebody like that when I was a kid, when I was 12, 13, I would have already been president by now. Yeah. Not that I want to be president, but the point is I would be so elevated, like I would be doing so much more if I'd had that kind of mentorship. So it was politics that got you into personal development. For me, it was alcoholism. It was total disparity and just wanting to die, just literally wanting to die, and needing to fix. I felt like I needed to fix myself, and now I realize after lots of personal development that I'm not broken.
Right.
I'm not broken, but there's something about those of us who are called forth to be something. Just called forth, right? That calling. We're always just a little dissatisfied, just a little not complacent, when I'm really glad for that now. At one point I thought, how much of this personal development, how many books and how many seminars and how much walking on fire and how much coaching do I need before I'm fixed? And now I realize, you know what? I'm always going to not be happy and satisfied right where I'm at, and I'm always going to be reaching for more and wanting to learn. One of the things I say is the more I know I don't know, and the more I know I need to know.
And that's true growth.
Right?
To know that.
Right?
Yeah. We all have gifts. And you I think, Cami, have, like, one of my gifts are a gift of knowing. People say, how do you know that? I just know that. Like, that's a gift I have. And
it's
I think
a
you have that
superpower
as well. It is a superpower.
I actually was told when I was in Costa Rica 4 years ago at a beautiful retreat, the shaman person there, he said, I know what your superpower is. So I'm thinking, because everybody else there could see auras and they could talk to the plant people. Oh, shit. I'm like, oh, do tell, what is my superpower? And he said, your superpower is clarity.
Which is the gift of knowing.
And I thought, well, a little bit different spin. And I was so disappointed. I thought, clarity? That's so boring, Yeah. But what he meant was clarity and communication. Mm-hmm. When I can make something very clear and easy to understand.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Whereas somebody else will ramble on and on and on and get people confused, and they're not sure which way to turn, left or right. I'm real simple to say, go right. And they just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's because of the know, like, and trust factor. Because not just anybody would do that for you.
True.
But maybe they don't have to know you for long to realize and trust you and then do it.
True that. So, Miss Holly, what are you working on right now?
Well, a couple different things. So I have a book series I call it the Rules Books. So this year I have the 40-40 Rules, Volume 2, Wisdom from 40 Women Over 40 coming out this summer. And also the 2020 Rules with millennial kids. I call them kids because those are my kids' age.
Power girls, kids,
well, 20 to 30-year-olds,
kind of
kids to me. They don't, And so I'm looking for 20 to 30-year-old women. These are all women for these books anyway. And then 40 and up. And that's actually the volume 2 because last year it was a very popular book and I had so many women come up to me after that wanted to be part of it. And so I was like, I'll just do a volume 2. There was 40 to 74-year-olds in it.
Wow.
40 women. So
are you looking for people to be in those books right now?
I
Contribute?
am. Yeah, and it's super easy. They just answer. It's a question-answer format. So you have some questions on wisdom, mostly for the 40-year-olds. And the questions are set up so that people from all over the country were in the last couple books. So, yeah, they answer the questions. They get 1,000 words. They get their bio, their picture. It's a great. I mean, you and I know this man is a calling card. You go down, you have a book. It up levels you. They were #1 bestsellers. So
when you are in a book with Holly, you can now say, I'm a published author. And here's what people do when you say you're a published author. They go, when they do that, that's a beautiful thing. When it's kind of like if a dog hears a whistle and they go, when people hear you're an author, they go. So that's a good thing when people do that. So the 40-something and up books, you're looking for people who have something to say about wisdom. What was it for the 20-something?
Yeah, they answer questions. So like they're already kind of spelled out for them, but they can put their own, touch on them. And then the millennials is going to be more millennials that are already on their way. They're the kids, there I go again. They've got it figured out in their 20s to 30s, and they're just plugging forward, and they're going to be our future leaders.
They think they've got it figured out.
Yeah.
They think they do. And that's sweet.
I don't know. The few that I've interviewed for it, they do. I'm like, I wish I was where you were. I got married and had kids. I had a ton of kids. So, no, I always had my own businesses since I was 13,
It's true. The kids, the younger, the up and coming generation aren't so quick to spit out a bunch of puppies. They're much more focused on career or saving the planet, or they're a very different generation. Even my daughter has no interest in having kids. It seems like when I was growing up, I grew up in South Georgia, everybody was barefoot and pregnant.
Well, I'm Utah. What do you think? You're 21 and you don't have 2 children already? I did. I had 3 kids by the time I was 22.
Oh, whoa. Ow!
But I figure I started young, so they'd be all out of the house young, which they were. I've been an empty nester for 5 years, and we have 8 actually. So I had 4, my husband had 4. We married and raised them all in the same house. It was Brady Bunch. Yeah.
So you are looking for 20-something-year-olds and 40-something-year-olds that want to be a part of a book and be a published author and have a message and a mission and some madness that they want to share with the world. You do personality tests, and you have the box analogy and the shoes, and you also have live events.
I did, yeah. Well,
she's very accomplished.
I've done a lot of live events for others, but this is my first one. So there'll be 130 authors in the rules books by the end of this summer, and September 28th, 27th, 28th, and 29th, I have an event, personal and business development. And it's called Prosperity Profile. Meet, motivate, and monetize you and your business is what it's all about. And
now, are a lot of your authors going to be there? Is that the deal?
We have an author's day just for the authors, because there'll be 130. So my goal is to get 75 of them to come.
Nice.
To the first day. The second 2 days are open to men and women, not just women. And I have some rock star lineup speakers. So.
Are you going to have a lot of media there? You should have media there for all those authors.
Yeah, we'll have to talk more about that.
Yeah.
I want to make sure there'll be a lot of marketing tips for them, because they're all in the books and they all need to, get out there. I mean, they can go do their own book signings being in the book. And anyway, it's a good project, and it's a good way to network with other women.
I've mentioned this before, but I have to mention again, you talk about marketing with the book. Even if I'm at Panera's or something, I'll put my book out on the table and just have it on the edge of the table where I'm sitting. And people walk by and they'll recognize, especially when you have your picture on it, obviously. Sure. So they'll notice it. I've literally had people stop and talk to me about the book. I've taken the book and put it on the shelf at Barnes & Noble and taken a picture with myself with my book on the shelf. So just fun stuff like that. So what about, are you going to be doing any cause marketing? Because you guys know I'm all about having a cause as a way to market your business and your event. Is there any kind of a cause that you're really passionate about that you could partner into your event?
I've thought about that a lot, Cami, and I don't want to say it because I haven't really settled on one. Because I have so many women in this tribe and this community, it would be something for women. And, I was an abused woman earlier in my days. And so I think I like that. I don't know an organization yet that I really want to, I'll know it because I'm a knower. So when it comes, and it just hasn't come yet, there's so many good ones. And I really don't believe in starting things always from scratch. I think, why reinvent the wheel? If there's something there that I can jump on and support, that's probably what I'll do.
Well, when I talk to people about cause marketing, we have that conversation. Do you want to create your own mission and your own thing? And some people want to create their own thing, but like you said, sometimes reinventing the wheel is more pressure, more work than necessary when there's so many awesome causes that you can actually just plug into. And one of the benefits of plugging in to a cause that already exists is they already have followers, they already have the grassroots, they already have 100, 500, 1,000, 100,000 people that are following what they do. And when you are doing an event where some of the proceeds go to them, or at least the awareness, their social media, their email list, their people, their tribe can get behind you.
So what I would suggest for people looking for that, and I know you probably teach this, go check that cause out first and make sure it's somebody you want to attach your name to, because I think you think of something, you think it's so great, but there are so many causes that hardly any of the money really goes to the cause.
That's so true. And actually one of my clients, John Morton, that I helped with this so much last year, who does Hero Pups, actually talks about that now, because it's funny, when we first met and we were talking about, hey, he wanted a new way to communicate and conversate and get out and connect with people. So I turned him on to cause marketing. He had never thought about doing it before. So now that he is so entrenched with Hero Pups, he's learned a lot about that. And he's done a couple of Facebook Lives about make sure that the cause, the organization, the people, that their mission and that their business model, if you will, is something that you do want to associate with. Because a lot of them don't take a paycheck.
Right.
Others do. So
and there's nothing wrong with having a nonprofit and being able to, that's your business and that's how you make your income. I'm not against that. I just feel like, look at the percentages, do your research on them, Google them, but ask around and make sure, because it's your name on that. And the other thing is, by going with somebody else who already has a cause, is then you still are able to focus in your business. If you're starting it and you're starting a nonprofit, or to me, that needs to just be your business then. And then obviously you're going to have to take a paycheck with that, So you can still do a lot of good either way. The point is, find a cause.
Well, and we don't want to get off too much on cause marketing. I just always like to bring that up and make people aware of doing that to market their business, because it's what I do. But so, events, books, looking for authors. Who is the perfect person that you would like to work with in a one-on-one setting? Like, who's somebody you like to really sink your teeth into and transform?
I love when, people are struggling with confidence issues, because we all do at times. I struggled with that myself when I lost I ran for city council and I ran for mayor. And after the city council, I was suicidal when we were talking about what kind of got us going. And I had my whole plan. I was going to go off the cliff in my Hummer. And, I talk about it like it's no big deal. It was a big deal. Like, it was my life.
Yeah.
So finding people that, you just see more for them, and when they see the light at the end of the tunnel and they see what's possible for them, because it's there for everyone. And so I think it's that, seeing that growth in somebody from broken to just being unstoppable. Like, that lights me up.
For real. So, last little thing, what is the one piece of advice, the one pearl, the one thing that our viewers can take from this that they could implement right now in the moment to be more confident, to be more powerful, to be a better business? Start over with your affirmations, because somebody sent me a text.
So send me a message, hollyporter.com, you can contact me, and I'll send you 100 affirmations, and they're in categories so that you can focus on certain, things in there. And just start saying those. Work on for 7 days, work on a group of them, maybe between 5 and 10. Get up in the morning, look yourself in the mirror, say them every day. Whether you believe them or not, you say them, because you will believe them.
Absolutely. Affirmations are so important. You think about the word affirmations means you are affirming something. And so whatever you're thinking or saying or feeling vibrationally, you're affirming it. So if you're saying to yourself, gosh, I'm so stupid, Why can't I make this work?
Yeah.
What's wrong with me? How can I fix myself? People don't think about it, but when you're saying things like that, and we all say them at different times, you're actually asking yourself questions that are giving you reasons why you're so broken or why you need to be fixed, etc. So when people ask me, how are you? And I say I'm fabulous, fierce, and on fire, it is one of my many ways of affirming to myself, damn it, I'm fabulous, fierce, and on fire.
Absolutely.
And so whenever I say that, not only does it instigate great conversation, not only does it have people look at me in a different way besides, oh, I'm okay, it's also an affirmation for me.
Yeah, and I find myself saying, if, we all have bad days, say, oh, I'm fine. Someone, how are you? I'm fine. You just hear that. Really? Are you just fine?
Right.
Just say, I'm getting better all the time. Because you are. You're getting better all the time. Every day we're growing, right? I mean, we should be. And if we're not, why aren't we? Figure that out, why we're not. But those affirmations can be really powerful.
Well, they can. And I have said, I'm fabulous, fierce, and on fire so many thousands of times that it is so instantaneous that even on days that I'm not really feeling fabulous, fierce, and on fire, when somebody says, how are you? And I say that, I feel myself get just a little bit more fabulous.
Oh, absolutely.
So, Holly Porter, how are you today?
I am fabulous.
Guys, we are fabulous, fierce, and on fire, and it is Friday, and we are with friends featuring Holly Porter. Holly, it's been my honor to be here with you. It's been my honor to have all the geese in the background and the guy cleaning the pool in the background.
And the ladies.
And the ladies.
They have no clue what we're doing.
Have no clue, and I'm trying to talk to you guys, and they're just yakking away, and I'm like, I don't want to be rude, but I'm like, and
they didn't get it.
And they just totally didn't get it.
Did you see the one come behind? She's like looking at the camera. Oh my gosh. Classic.
Life is good.
Yeah.
Life is good. Thank you for being my friend, Holly Porter.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
See you.